Hey, welcome everyone. In this video, talking about smart home products that are being flat out just killed and kind of useless, or in some cases they still work, but as dummy products, which means you've wasted a ton of money for absolutely no reason. Now, if you want to see the written version of this video, you can find a link to my website in the video description. Before we begin, I just want to take this quick snippet, and you can skip the chapter if you want to. This video is divided into chapters. I want to admit that I do regret supporting smart home products. I was a big enthusiast for it. I have an entire playlist dedicated to smart home product reviews. Not a lot by any means, but there's a fair amount. I got into the whole thing about it. I love smart home products that have smart lighting in front of me, some behind me. You know, you get the idea. I knew that they're not going to last forever as smart products, that the cloud connectivity won't last forever. I was fully aware of that. The problem was some of these companies are worth billions and billions of dollars, as billions with a B. I didn't expect them to pull the rug this quickly. You know, I thought maybe after 20, 25 years, but not after 5 years, 10 years, give or take. Like, yeah, we're stopping support for it. Sorry, you're on your own and you wasted all this money. And what's frustrating is that a lot of these companies are worth so much money. They can absolutely create another third-party program. So a completely different program for your Google Nest thermostat, because that's one of the products we're going to talk about. And Google say, hey, this app, here's a source code for it. And you can give it to the community. You guys can continue using it yourself. So you can host it on your own home laptop or server and use it over the internet. It's just we're not supporting it, but here's the code that allows you to do it yourself. People will be fine with that. So the first example we're talking about is called Neato. Neato is supporting smart home vacuums. Basically, this company's been around for quite some time. Is that they're shutting down some services for the Neato smart home vacuum. Remember, smart home vacuums are they rely on smart home technology. They're not like a dummy vacuum where you can push around and vacuum and clean your house. They rely on that smart technology and kind of tracking your home and scanning where the furniture is and make sure it doesn't kind of like try to bump into a wall and stuff like that. And if you ever move your furniture around, they rely on smart technology to understand, hey, there's some new objects in the way, stuff has been moved around. Without the smart technology, it just won't do it. So what basically happened is that Neato originally promised maintain cloud support and provide parts and service for devices for 5 years, but instead shutting it down at only after 2-year mark. So people have these very expensive smart home vacuums that they were promised will have support for a little bit longer, and they just pull the rug and they're like, yeah, it's over. We'll go over to the biggest name now in this particular video, and that's Google Nest products, particularly the first and second generation. Google's pulling the plug on the smart home capability of them. So they still work as dummy thermostats, but the smart capability of like managing them remotely, connecting through your app, it's gonna stop working. A company as big as Google can absolutely make a third-party app, make that app open source and be like, hey, you want to host it on your own server at home or whatever? Here's the code, go nuts and go bananas, and you can continue using it until the device physically dies out. And to make matters worse, what they did is with the folks that have those devices, they sent an email saying, hey, you know, you can purchase a 4th gen Nest thermostat for $150 US. That's close to half the normal cost of $280. So they're basically saying, sorry, we screwed you over, you know, with little to no warning, but hey, buy our new product at a discounted price. Basically them saying, spend more money on us, even though we kind of messed you over. The issue with this particular example is if you read the comments, there's a really heated debate. Some people are like, well, you got 10 years out of it. You should be happy with it. Nothing lasts forever, including AC units that die for 10 years. So the fact that your thermostat lasted long is great. And there's a lot of back and forth. The problem with this type of mentality is that you're accepting multi-billion-dollar companies, and Google being one of the most valuable companies in the world, basically saying you're lucky you got a decade out of it. Why? Why not 20, 25 years? Why not 30 years? Why not the lifetime of what a AC unit typically lasts? What AC unit lasts 10 years? They should be lasting 15 years solid minimum with good maintenance and a good, decent brand name. Like, these people are justifying the excuses of multi-billion-dollar companies screwing you over with no warning. There's no packaging on the label saying, hey, this will be supported for 10 years guaranteed. It might last longer, but that's not guaranteed. It's 10 years for sure. At least warn the consumer on the packaging when they're buying it. I cannot believe people defend these companies. It's really sad. This is the mentality you've come to where you don't own anything. You can say, well, yeah, I do own this product. No, you don't. You don't own the smart capabilities of it because it can pull the rug on it completely. This is the same argument I have with you don't own your car. A lot of cars have made a completely separate video about this where they have electric vehicles. You bought it, okay, you paid cash, you paid like $80,000, $90,000 USD, whatever it may be. You're like, I own this car. Yeah, but to get the full speed and capability and the horsepower out of it, you need to pay a subscription fee. So it physically can do it, but you need to pay a subscription fee for the software to allow it. Technically, that means you don't own the full capability of the car. You don't own everything about your car. You co-own it with a subscription fee. It's the exact same logic with Nest Thermostat. You don't own the entire thing because of smart capabilities. You don't own that. Google owns that portion. And this is the mentality people are drawn to. Own nothing and be happy with it. You should not be happy with it. At least give the consumer a warning it's going to die out. The other problem I have with this, when I did the Nest Thermostat review, the one that I have, I believe it's 3rd generation, I specifically said in that review that the thing I don't like about Nest Thermostats is because Google says, they'll send these periodic emails like every month. This is how much kilowatts we've saved worldwide with Nest Thermostats. But I don't get a report about how much I've saved from my house. I don't actually know, did I get my return on investment on the Nest Thermostat? Because the entire point of buying a Nest Thermostat, Google says you're going to save a lot more money than what the Nest Thermostat is worth. Where is the evidence? They never share that, but they can share how much electricity is saved worldwide. I'm going to have to be part of that giant statistic. So where's my data? Like, they're really trying to hide things behind the shadows. The next one we're going to look at is another big player. Bose is yanking key features from its sound touch speakers starting in February of 2026. SoundTouch speakers will lose cloud-based features like integrated Spotify access and multi-room playback. And what is Bose's excuse in this? Bose says that technology has evolved since then and we're no longer able to sustain the development and support of the cloud infrastructure that powers this older generation of products. That was one of the worst PR statements Bose could have released. You cannot support the infrastructure that the code is housed on. Again, try releasing an open source, or if you're killing off this SoundTouch completely, release that entire thing as open source. Like, here's the code, give it to the community. I guarantee you, the community in open source will host this successfully much better than Bose being as valuable as it is. They will embarrass Bose and that statement. This is one of the worst PR statements they could have made. You're basically slapping people in the face. But here's one that takes a big cake, and it's really bad. From Belkin, one of the divisions, which is WeMo, Belkin being the parent company. WeMo support ending, what you need to know. This is on their official Belkin website, by the way. So this press release is from the company itself. After careful consideration, you've made a difficult decision to end technical support for older WeMo products effective January 31st of 2026. After today, several WeMo products will no longer be controllable through the WeMo app, and in future that rely on cloud connectivity, including the remote access and voice integrations, will no longer work. And their official PR statement that they've drafted on their own website, we understand this change may disrupt your routines, and we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. Now, on their website, if you go down a little bit, they actually say you can see a list of effective products. And if you go down, it's not going to be like 3 or 4 products. There's like a good chunk of them. This is a lot. This is the worst part. This is the biggest insult to some of their customers. If you look at the last sold units date, so this is the last time these units were being sold, these specific models. The last one was in November of 2023. So you're getting just like 2 years and 2 months of support before they kill it off. Now, smart home plugs that are being discontinued that late, they're not very expensive. But the point is that you bought these products without warning that they're going to be discontinued in support. So you have your outlet here, this is the outlet in your wall. Then you have the Belkin plug here, but it's useless. It's just a brick they spent like $30, $40 on. Whereas you can just plug it directly into the wall that you paid absolutely nothing for because it comes with your home. And here's my concern when I said some products might be completely useless. It's very difficult to tell, but if you look at some of the products in their listing, it's very concerning. Like Wi-Fi baby monitor. So does that mean it's going to be completely brick because it's reliant on internet technology, or will it work on your home network? And the annoying thing here that's frustrating is not only did you waste your money, is that you're contributing to e-waste because people get frustrated. You can't sell these because when you sell it, you're selling products that are not smart products. No one's going to buy them. So what happens? You throw them out and it turns into e-waste. E-waste is becoming a massive issue. And it's growing at an astonishing, terrible rate. We should not contribute it to e-waste where possible. So I'm getting a little bit passionate here and rambling, but so what can you do? So there's a few answers to this, okay? Surprisingly, it's not a clear black and white of yes and no. But let's go over here. The first thing is just don't buy smart home products. A lot of people will say, well, you should have known better when you buying these. Yeah, I knew that. I knew they're not going to last forever, especially when I review these products. It's just, I thought it would last about 20 years, 25 years. Some of these product names are huge, like Google. Like not 10 years. It's pathetic. Like their Nest Thermostat should last as long as a furnace would. About 15 years of support, minimum. Some furnaces and AC units can last 20, 25 years, depending on your luck and how good you maintain your products. The other thing is like you can buy them knowing that this could be shut off even tomorrow. You buy a smart home product that's been around on the shelf for about 2-3 years, buying it, knowing there's a risk, they could just shut it off tomorrow. The other thing which you can do is do your research on some of these brand names. And let's say some of them have a very good history of they've been around for more than 10 years and they're really about supporting the community. They have a great reputation, and some of them actually will support you being able to use it on your own home Raspberry Pi or something, or your own home server. You have a laptop connected 24/7, it's online on the internet, and you can load their software that's open source, is hosted by the community. So if they ever shut down their smart services capability, you're okay because you can load it on your own laptop and just leave your laptop or your home mini PC, whatever it is you have, running 24/7, and you are operating your server, your computer as your server. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to check out my website link in the description. Hit the like button, it does help. Subscribe, it literally helps my channel grow. And if you want to, you can hit the super thanks button. It's a little heart icon just below this video because I do have to make these after hours because I do work full time. And that's pretty much it.